Hi guys, welcome to another video. Welcome to the channel. In this video, I'll share with you guys how you can set up B2B in your Shopify, meaning if you want your store to be available for wholesale buyers, if you want to sell it to B2B customers, how you can easily set that up. You will be able to set up different pricing, different tiers and different discounts for your B2B buyers. And it is a little difficult in Shopify, but I'll make it super easy for you in this video. So make sure to watch the complete video where I'll give you guys step-by-step instructions on how you can create your wholesale store in Shopify. And we will be using Clay B2B Wholesale Pricing for this method. And good thing is that free plan is also available and you'll be able to add a lot of features on your Shopify store. You can set B2B pricing. You won't need to spend time on custom coding. You can automate the registration process and you can make it just like your store. I mean, when you create a registration form for wholesalers, you'll be able to style it. And there are a ton of features which I'm going to go through in this video. And as you can see that you can have a different B2B pricing. You can sell B2B globally, customer groups, order limit. There are a ton of features and languages which we have on this app. On top of that, we have a free tier which you can use, and if you think it's valuable enough, you can move on to the paid tier. So I've already installed that app. You will find the link in the description. Once you install the app, the first step which we will go through is the registration form. Now obviously you don't want to offer discount for everyone. You want to have a registration form where wholesale buyers will register as a wholesaler. And for that, you will need to add in the registration form on your website. And I'm going to share with you guys a step-by-step process on how you can do that with this app really easily. So what we're going to do, we will click on forms here, or you can click on registration form here to set up a registration form. And here we have the option of select template. So click on that. Now we have these 3 templates where you can choose any of them. And even after selecting a template, you'll be able to customize it based on your own store. So I'm going to go with the template number 1 to see how we can set up the registration form for wholesalers in our Shopify store. So let's click on select. So this is how the wholesale registration form will look like in the desktop version. You can also check the mobile version here. And if you want to add an additional field, you can simply click on add element in add in more field. Normally, wholesaler, when they try to sign up, they are required to submit a text form. And if you want it on your wholesale registration form, you can simply add in file upload field. And here, if I click on file upload field, you can see that we have this label. Now this field is visible here. We can change the label to be text certificate. And we can also change the placeholder here. Here, currently, it's only allowed PDF to be uploaded. We can add in more forms, like we can add in more format like PNG, and we can define the max file size. We can also check the visibility if it's required. We can hide the label if we want to. So all of these features and settings are available in almost all of the fields. So if I click on first name, you can see that we have these visibility options. So that's the field type. So it's super customizable and you can add in more fields. And once you have added all of the fields, you can go to appearance and change the colors. So here is the box layout. There's the default layout where you can see that some of the styling are a little bit different. You can set up the font width, you can set up the font style, and these are the coloring options which you can match as per your theme requirement, right? And now the third step is here within the wholesale registration form is email. So whenever a form is submitted, this app is going to send this application submitted email. And if it is approved, it's going to send that email. If the application is rejected by the admin, it is also going to send the email. And store admin will also receive the application once someone fill up the form. And all of these email templates are customizable. So if I click on application submitted, you can see that that's the template. The first name is the dynamic variable, which will display that first name, whoever filled up the form. And that is the store name, which is my current store name. And this is the reply to field. So all of these things are customizable in all of these email templates. Once you have your registration form completely set up, you can click on Save. Once saved, you will click on Mark as Active. Again, click on Save. And now you can see that our form is active. Right? Now, we will go back to our forms where our forms will be visible. So I'm going to click on this forms here. And here you can see that we have this form ID. Now, in order to embed this form, we will create a new template and create a new page in our store. So let's do that. I am going to first create a template and then add this form. So let's open up online store in a new tab. And here I have currently Horizon theme activated. I'm going to click on edit theme to create a new template. Here, let's click on this drop down, and within the pages, I'll create a new template. So click on create template. And here I am going to name it, let's say wholesale registration form. You can name template whatever you want based on your own requirement, but let's say I name it wholesale registration, right? Let's click on create template. And here is the preview of the page. So currently we haven't yet created the wholesale page. First, let's create the template. So this is the part where it will automatically display the page title, meaning whatever the page name is, it's going to display that. So I'm going to leave that as it is. Now let's click on add section. And here, if we go to apps, we have this option of Clay registration form. And here, if I go within that section, I have this block showing up here, Clay registration form, right? And if I click on that, I have this option to add in the registration form ID. Now I'll paste the same form ID which I have created in the app. So when you click on this form ID, it's going to automatically copy that to your clipboard, and you will need to simply paste in that form ID. Perfect. You can see that our form which we created is now showing up, right? Now let's click on save. And now in order to display it on the page, I'll create a page. So let's open up the online store again. Here you can see that we have these pages. So I'm going to click on pages. And now let's create a new page. So I'm going to click on add page. And here just name it wholesale registration form. And then click on save. After creating the page, make sure to select the template which we created. So click on that template, and here you can see that we have this wholesale registration template which we created from our theme customizer here, right? And once done, click on save. We have on our theme customizer save button also showing up. So I'm going to click on save here as well. Perfect. Now we can preview our page. So if I click on preview, you can see that is how our wholesale registration form will look like. I'm going to quickly make this form centered align, and you can do that really easily within that section. So here we added the Clay registration form block in our wholesale registration template. You can simply click on section, and here we have this option of alignment. And you can see that our form is now centered. Again, there are a lot of customization options. You can change the color scheme, and you can also change the field colors within the app setting, just I have shown you guys already. So guys, our registration form is now ready, as you can see. And this is the first part where we have completely set up the registration form for our B2B buyers. And now the second step is to set up the pricing tiers for these wholesalers which will sign up using this form, right? I'm going to go back to the app, and here we have these customer groups. So for this example, we're going to create 3 different groups. We can name it bronze, silver, and golden. And then we will create the pricing for each group. So let's first create first group and the pricing rule for that group. I'm going to click on create consumer group. And here I'm going to name it bronze customers. And here we have this option to, if you want to include all of the customers in this customer group, or if you want only the logged in customers, or if you want to add in a specific tag for that customer who will have the access to this pricing group. Once pricing group and the forms are ready, I'm going to give you a real demo example of how the user will come to the website and how they will actually sign up and they'll be able to see the wholesale pricing, right? So in this customer group, I'm going to name it bronze customer. So that's the tag which we will add to that customer once they sign up using the wholesale registration form. And once this app detects that this is the tag for this customer, we'll be able to show them this pricing. Now, we will have to create a pricing rule for this customer group. So I'm gonna open this pricing in a new tab and then add the pricing rule as well. So let's create a new pricing rule. I'm gonna click on create pricing rule, and we will first explore the automated pricing. So let's click on automated pricing, and here let's name it bronze pricing rule for bronze customer, right? Pricing rule for bronze. And here I'm going to select include all products. You have the option to select specific collections, specific products, or if you want to select specific variants for that customer group, right? And here you can also exclude if you have selected all products. And if you just want to exclude few products or few variants, you can do that as well. And here we have the option of pricing type, wholesale pricing and the quantity pricing. Wholesale pricing meaning they will get the discount on all of the products based on Shopify pricing, but you can also set tier discount if you click on set quantity pricing. For this example, let's select set wholesale pricing. And here we have the option of Shopify price, Shopify compared price, Shopify cross price. So let me show you what it means. So Shopify compared price meaning, so let's open up the store front end. So I'm going to show you what is the compare pricing mean. So here you can see that this is the Shopify price and this is the compare at price. So these are the two different pricing, and there's on the back end, which is the cost pricing as well. So you can also add in the cost pricing rule based on this pricing rule. So if you want to add set the discount on any of these three pricing, you can set that up based on your requirement. I'm going to select Shopify price, and here I'm going to give 10% discount, right? Here we have the option of active dates. If you want this rule to be active for a specific date and time, you can set that. You also have the option to add set end date. I'm going to leave it blank as it is for now, and then click on save. And make sure to do that active as well. So make sure you have active selected. And once you have selected, you will see that it is active. One thing to note here is that we also have market rule configuration. So if you want to set this rule for a specific market, you can do that. Like I have these two markets for now. You can add in market, and based on that, select the pricing rule. So currently it is just for the United States markets, right? So we have our first pricing rule created where we are giving 10% off to the customer on all products. Now we will add this pricing rule in the customer group, which we have created here. So if I click on save, and then we should be seeing the pricing rule here. So I'm going to hit refresh here on our customer groups. So let's go back. Here is the bronze customers, which we created. And now if I check out the drop down here, you can see that we have pricing rule for bronze, which we created on this other tab here, right? So we have successfully created the customer group, which is our bronze customers, and the pricing rule for bronze. Perfect. Here we have some other options as well, like product limit configuration. So if you want to add in the product limit and order limit configuration, if you add in the order limit, payment term configuration, these are also available, right? So let's activate our bronze customers group and then click on save. Make sure to add the pricing rule. Once it is in the dropdown, select add pricing rule so it is added in the pricing configuration. Once done, click on save. And now our bronze customers group is activated. So if I go to customer groups, this is the test which I was playing around with and it's currently showing draft. And this is the group which is activated. Now we're going to do the same for the silver customers and for the gold customers. And let's create pricing rules for that as well. So this one is for bronze. I'm going to create silver and the golden as well. So let's create pricing rule by going to again pricing and then click on create pricing rule. And again, we will go on with the automated pricing. The third one I'll create with the manual pricing to show you guys how it's going to work. So let's select automated pricing. And this is pricing for, what was the name I said? Pricing rule for silver, right? Pricing rule for silver. And again, we're gonna give it to all products. And here now we will set up quantity pricing. In the first rule, we set up wholesale pricing. Now in the second pricing rule, we will set up the set quantity pricing, where it is going to apply across all variants. And we have this source, which I already shown you guys. What does it mean? I'm going to select Shopify price. And this is the percentage off rule. You can also set the fixed amount off. I'm going to go off with the percentage off. So if someone buys 5 products, it's going to give 10%, right? And if someone buys 10 items, it's going to give 15%. Again, 15 items, it's going to give 20%. So that's the pricing tier which we have created. So if the customer who is tagged, who has this pricing rule for silver, will get this type of discount. If they add in 10 items to the cart, they'll get 15%. Similarly, like 5 items, 10%, 10 items, 15%. For the sake of understanding, I am going to make it same as this here. So if someone add 5 items, it's going to get 5%, 10 item, 10%, 15 item, 15%. Perfect. Now let's click on save after activating that. Here we have our pricing rule for silver created. Now on the other tab, I am going to create silver customers. And here we will just say silver customer. And the pricing rule, we will select pricing rule for silver. Click on add pricing rule. And here we have our pricing rule added. Perfect. Again, from draft to active and then click on save. Perfect. Now we will create another customer group and another pricing rule for golden customers. And let's create a new pricing rule. So pricing rule for golden. And in this case, I'm going to go with the manual pricing. Now I'm going to name it pricing rule for golden. In the manual pricing, you can upload the products in bulk, meaning if you want to allow discount for different products differently, you can use that manual method where you will upload the template and it will add the discount rules in bulk. These are the sample sheets. So if you want to provide discount based on SKU, based on barcode, or based on variant ID, all of these 3 templates are already available. By the way, if you are having difficulty understanding any of the functionality, contact a support team. So you can just message the support team and they'll be able to guide you with the pricing setup or anything you would want to understand with this app, right? And I have already downloaded the template. So that is the template where you can see that we have SKU mentioned, we have quantity, and we have pricing. So you can simply add in your own SKU and add the quantity. In this case, if this product has this SKU, the one quantity pricing will be 9.01. And if the same product with the SKU has 2 quantity, it is going to give this price to that buyer, right? So that's how you can set up. And once you set that up, you can simply upload that sheet. So if I save that sheet on my desktop, let's name it manual pricing, and I can simply click on add file and then upload the CSV sheet, and it will say file uploaded successfully. And again, I'm gonna switch it to active and then click on save. So that's how it will look once you upload the shield. You can re-upload the file, update your SKU and the pricing, and you can also download the file. Assuming you have created the pricing rule for Golden, I'm gonna create a new customer group, which will be, and again, we will add in the customer tag where we will have our customer Golden. And the pricing rule, we will select the one which we have created just yet, which is pricing rule for Golden. And then we're going to hit save. Oh, of course, we will need to make it active. Now let's click save. And here we have our customer groups created. We have our pricing rule created for these 3 customer groups which we have created. Now we will look at the settings. And here we have the pricing display settings, meaning once the user have registered and we have approved the wholesale application, they are going to see the pricing. And how they're going to see it, that is called a pricing display setting, which we will see this chart where we have the option of showing the compare pricing. We can also add in any text what we want. So you can see that we can say wholesale pricing if you want to display it like that, or there are multiple ways to customize how you want to display the pricing on the product. Just like in this grid form, right? You can have this quantity range price, quantity range discount, quantity buy price. So all of these different options and methods which you can display the wholesale pricing on the product page, right? Once you choose any one of them, just click save. Okay guys, our second step is now completed. In the first step, we created the registration form. In second step, we set up the pricing rule for different customer groups. Now the third step is to add the order limitation. Let's say you want to add the minimum order limit for bronze customer, silver customers and golden customers. Because you're giving more discount to each customer group, you want to limit them to add the minimum order limit. It could be in number of products, or it could be in the amount of the order. I'm going to show you guys how you can set that up, and it can be set up in order limit. So if we go to order limits, we have this option of create order limit. I'm going to click on create order limit. Let's say set this up for bronze limit, and the condition type is based on order value. We want bronze customer to place minimum order to be $1,000. We want to give them discount, but they have to place an order which is minimum $1,000. The amount can be customized based on your own requirement. Like you want to set it 200, 300, or whatever you want. I'm going to set it up like 1,000. I want to give them additional discount if they add at least $1,000 order on my store. I can also add in the maximum total order value as well, meaning if you want from $1,000 to $3,000, or you want to set up a range, you can also do that. But for now, I'm just going to add minimum total order value to be 1,000 USD. And again, this can be based on total quantity as well. So currently we are targeting for order value. You can set the minimum total quantity as well. So they should have 10 items in the cart or 20 items in the cart, whatever quantity you think is appropriate. Let's go with the total order value and make it active from our status, and then click on save. And once you have the order limit created for each customer group, you would want to go to that customer group and assign the order limit. So I'm going to go to these bronze customers and then scroll down. And here you can see that we have this order limit configuration, but I'm simply going to click on add order limit just because we have one created. It's showing just bronze limit, and then click on add order limit. And again, let's click on save. And now the bronze customers, in order to achieve this pricing rule, which we have set, they'll have to add minimum $1,000 in order, right? So that's it for the complete setup. We created the registration form, we set up the pricing rule, and we set up the order limit. I'm assuming you will set that up for each of the customer group, bronze, golden, or silver. I've just shown you guys for the bronze customers. Now we will be testing it out on our registration form. So I am going to add my wholesale registration page on the main menu. And how I can do that, I'm simply gonna go to my navigation, which is under content, right? And this is the main menu which is showing up on my website. So open that up, click on add menu item, and just going to name it wholesale registration. Okay, now if I go to pages, and you can see that we have our wholesale registration form showing up, and I'm going to click on save. Now if I go to my store, you can see that we have this showing up on our navigation, and I'm gonna walk you through as user perspective. So I'm gonna fill it up as I'm a user and show you guys a complete walkthrough of when someone fills up the form, how it's gonna look like in the admin panel, and how you can view the wholesale pricing, right? So I'm gonna open that in incognito window and fill up the form as a user. And my store is password protected. I'm gonna add in the password because it's a development store. Okay, let's fill up the form. And here I am going to add this email of mine to show you guys all of this is dummy information which I'm going to add in to show you guys. Just the email is correct. Here I am going to add in any file just for the purpose of testing. So once a customer submitted the form, if I go to the email, so this is the email which will be received by the user. So if I hit refresh, here is the email. You can see that we have this email. Thank you for the wholesale application on my store. We will review your submitted details. Now, as an admin, if I open up the email, you'll see that we have this email received where it says that Bilal from Master Locks has submitted an application to become your wholesale customer. Again, this email is customizable as I have shown you guys. Now, if I go back to my store and open up the app where I'll see this customer to approve and disapprove. So here is the customers. You can see that we have this customer showing up. Now, if I open this up, I am going to approve this. You also have the option to reject. I'm going to approve it and then add in my customer silver as the customer tag, because I want to offer this customer all of the pricing which I have set for the silver, right? I'm going to double check the tag if I have correctly set up the tag. So let's close this and open up the customer groups. Here I have silver customer, not the customer silver. So I am going to add the same tag here. Make sure you don't do the mistake on adding the tag. I'm going to hit save. And now I will use this customer login and show you guys how this customer view the pricing on the product page. So guys, I'm logged in for this user in incognito window. So you can see that I'm logged in now. Now if I go to products and open up any of the product, you can see that we have this pricing showing up. If I add 5 items, I'm going to get it for $19. It's actually $20. So it's giving me 5% discount, 10% discount, and 15% discount, and so on. So let's test it out. I'm going to add 10 item, not 101, 10 item, click on add to cart, and then let's go to cart. You can see that it's showing up wholesale discount. I'm going to click on checkout. And here you can see that I am getting the discount. Now, you can also add in the order limit, as I said, and there are other options as well. So if you want to set up different shipping rules for any of the customer group, you can simply click on create shipping rule and create customized shipping for that customer. And similarly, you can set up the payment terms as well. Similarly, you can do the product limit just like we set up the order limit. So there are a lot of features in this app which you will be getting, and link of the app in the description. If you are still having any issues implementing any of the functionalities, they have a great documentation available and the support as well. So simply contact support, which is going to respond within 15 minutes. And they have tutorials, completely separate tutorials available for every single functionality which they have. So make sure to check out the documentation. That's it for this video. Sorry for the long video. I hope you guys will be able to set up the wholesale store, and will be able to save a lot of money because Shopify Plus is very expensive. And you can save a lot of money using this app and achieve all of the functionalities which Shopify Plus is offering using just this app. And you can start for free, which is a good thing. So if you check out the pricing tier, you can use it completely for free for 100 products with all of these features, right? And move on to the next tier if you think that this app is valuable enough, which is definitely valuable enough for you to move on to the paid tier. And that's it for this video, guys. Until next video, have a great day.